All right, everyone. We are excited and getting ready for this weekend coming up in Burlington, Massachusetts. Um, you just saw a video from my friend, my mentor, and a true confidant in my life, Mr. Nick Olerud. And he was talking about REI ladder. We want to know where you are, and we want to know where you want to go. All right, so now the REI ladder, perfect. It's perfect. Wholesaling, usually where people start. The next one is they go to the fix and flip. The next one is the buy and hold, and the next step is to be the lender, right? And they're always climbing that ladder. That has been the progression that I made myself. And we want to be all four of these, really, is the end goal. We want to be the wholesaler so that we can control the deal flow. We want to be able, be fixing and flipping properties so that we can get bigger chunks of money, right? Wholesaling is like this to me, right? Wholesaling is, hey, this is today's money. Fix and flip is hopefully larger chunks of money later down the road. Buy and hold is massive amounts of money down the road, plus cash flow, plus tax benefits and depreciation. And lending is ideally us kicking our feet up at the beach and having other people flip properties while we just collect checks every single month. No, it might not be that easy, but a man can dream, right? A man can dream. But so that's the whole way that we can go about that. Now, the thing is, though, is that there is a process and there is a whole entire way that you have to get there. We can't all get there all at once, right? Unless we were born um, with a bunch of money, and even then, so you're still going to have to go through quite a learning curve. So it doesn't even matter. But most of us weren't born into that predicament, so we have to start somewhere, and and that is completely fine, completely fine. And to me, I actually think it's even better because that's where we learn about ourselves and that's where we really learn about this business from the very beginning. So the other things that we want to talk about though, so what I need to be talking about here is the archetypes. I want you all to start thinking about what type of an investor you want to be. Now, what do you mean by that, Gordon? Like, didn't we just talk about a wholesaler, buy and hold, fix and flip, a lender? Yeah, we do mean that. But there's also a big difference to this one. And an archetype is like what fits your personality, right? So like most gurus and coaches out there teach direct to seller marketing, right? Direct to seller marketing, which if you don't know anything about real estate yet, is we are directly going to the seller. We're not going to the MLS. We are marketing towards the seller via, what's taught mostly is cold calling, texting, direct mail campaigns, right? Possibly putting some Google PPC ads or Facebook ads out there, whatever that would be. So that's really what direct to seller is. And we're trying to find sellers that are in a distressed situation and are motivated. Notice how I say distressed and motivated, not just distressed, because there's plenty of distressed sellers that just aren't motivated for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's them. It's not you. Okay. So just be patient with them, put them in the follow-up campaign, and just continue to, reach out to them and be in contact with them. But that's what direct to seller is. Okay. Something when you go out and you're marketing directly to the seller through those resources. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it as well, but we'll keep it simple with those, 3, 4, 5 top ones that everyone talks about. The other way, my favorite way that I like to go to it because this fits my personality the best is doing referrals and relationships, right? Referrals and relationships with other wholesalers, doing referrals and relationships with agents, attorneys. Maybe it's a probate attorney. Maybe it is, people inherit properties all the time. Maybe it's a bankruptcy. Someone's in a bad situation. Maybe that it is a divorce, right? Unfortunately, when divorce happens, sometimes you have to sell the house. So those are, Always be building relationships with these people. Currently, we're kind of getting a lot of deals through project property managers and even our lenders, right? So lenders right now are bringing us deals because we've built relationship with lenders, and some people are falling down and they can't close on a certain property, and that lender will say, "Hey, listen, we have this deal. It's a good deal. Would you be interested in doing it? This guy can't do it, or this person can't do it," and we'll step in and take care of it. So referrals and relationships with these people are huge, huge, and that's how I like to do it. But that fit my personality best, right? And back to direct to seller for a little bit. A lot of people always think of direct to seller as being that I have to be like this extroverted person and I got to be talking with the seller and I got to be this closer, right? I got to be a closer. What if that just doesn't fit into you, but you really do are really good at skip tracing, finding leads, pulling data, going into websites, going into county records. Maybe you're really good at comping properties and doing that back end office stuff, like that operation manager stuff. Maybe that's what really is you're really good at. Maybe you're that integrator in your business, and you just need to find that visionary partner, that person that doesn't mind being out front, doesn't mind going out there and talking with directly with sellers. Ideally, we want to take you out of all these positions as quick as possible and hire resource these out, but we all got to start somewhere. So there's a spot for you no matter what type of personality that you are. You just got to figure out which one best fits you. And don't go after and say, "Oh, I got a cold call and text," because that's what everyone else is doing. Even in that, but that makes you sick and you're not going to want to do it. Then let's find a different way for you to do it, right? There's so much opportunity. There's so many options for people in this business that, quite frankly, we get distracted too quickly. And so, another one that I would like that's great to do is build a gigantic cash buyers list. Right now, I think this is the most important thing. As we sit here and record this video, which is in October of 2022, the market is in definitely some sort of a pivot, some sort of a shift, and buyers are going to become so needed for your business because so many people are going to be getting out of the business. And so start building that buyers list. Now, what happens if you just concentrate on building a buyers list? What happens if all you concentrate on is this? I'm going to go out, I'm going to, there's a ton of different platforms that you can pull it up in. I'm going to go find out all the cash buyers in this zip code, in this county, in this state, whatever it is. And I'm going to send everybody, you can mail them, you can send them a text, you can hit them up via social media, whatever sort of source of communication you want to do. What if you just got in front of them and said, "Hey, are you a cash buyer?" "Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely a cash buyer." "Okay, great. Do you mind if I send you over some information? We're looking to we have deals that are coming in all the time. We're always looking for good, strong cash buyers. We go direct to seller. We don't, and so we would like to know if you would be interested in the properties that we have." "Absolutely. Send me over whatever you have." "Okay, great. Do you mind if I send you over this little questionnaire, an intake sheet, and you fill it out and tell me exactly what you're looking for?" Boom. They fill it out. Then you have a buyers. You keep on doing this. You build this gigantic buyers list. Then you know what you can do after that. You can literally help other wholesalers who are having a hard time selling the deals that they have under contract. You can build a relationship with them and you can help them disposition their deals that they already have. You don't even have to talk to a seller. You can make a fee. You can just you can go talk, build these again. You can do this with agents as well. Agents having a hard time selling a property. Build the relationships. Property's been on the market for X amount of months, whatever it would be. Reach out to them. Say, "Hey, I think I might have a buyer for you." Build these relationships. Build that buyers list. You don't just have to be a direct to seller to make it in this business, especially in the beginning. Because in the beginning, you need to get that one critical thing, and that's called momentum. Because momentum leads to money. And you have bills to pay. We all have bills to pay. You need the momentum as fast as you possibly can because you need to prove to yourself that you can do this. You need to get a check. And it doesn't even have to be a lot. You just need a little bit. And that little bit alone will start giving you a little bit more confidence in yourself. Okay. So the other things that you could be, if you're already an agent, I'm an agent myself, and this is a great way as well. I have a lot of friends actually that are specifically work with investors. Now they also do a little bit of retail stuff, and there's nothing wrong with doing retail at all. But what if you were an agent that specifically dealt with investors, right? A mentor of mine calls them the unicorn agent, okay? And you can be that unicorn agent if you educate yourself. And it's going to be even so much more important in the market that we're going to be facing here, that you actually are this unicorn agent. And that unicorn agent is someone that can deal with properties that have distress, that have problems, that have a strong buyer's list already. There's that buyer's list thing again. See how important that thing is? And so maybe that you're an agent and you can stop a foreclosure because you know how to do that process. When the foreclosure date's coming, you know who to contact when they need a short sale. You can help create a finance deal. You can help structure a novation agreement. There's all these things that you can do by educating yourself inside of this field that, quite frankly, probably less than 10% of agents know how to do all this stuff, really. And nothing against agents at all. They weren't taught this, and that's okay. They weren't. That's not their thing. They like to stay in the retail world. That's fine. That's for me. That's not for me. It's okay. That's just not my personality. That's all right. But think about all that value that you can add to these type of people. It's so much fun, right? And again, JV with someone if you are brand new in this world. It is so much easier. Go work for somebody that is doing this full time as well. It's so much easier when you are first starting out to work for somebody that is already doing this on a full-time basis and add them value. What can you do to add them value? You can go out there and be a bird dog, okay? That's another thing you can do in this world. You could be a bird dog. Now, bird dog, typically when you think about a bird dog, that is somebody that is like driving for dollars, right? And that's another strategy, driving for dollars. But, bird dogging is pretty much just driving down the street. We all see it all the time. There's an abandoned house on the side of the road. There's an abandoned house in this neighborhood. I look at it all the time. I'm driving around. I stop all the time. My wife gets pissed at me all the time. I'll be like, pulling over. Hold on. Write that address down. Put that thing in the deal machine. Let's go. We got to figure that out. Send them a letter. Right? But I'm manic about the whole thing. This is what it is. But I've trained my brain and my eyes to start looking for these properties. And that's what we're doing. So, but for you, if you're just starting out, drive by a home. Maybe there's a fire damaged home. And you can go out there, write the address down. Go and when you get home, look it up on the town assessor's office, the county clerk's office, whatever it is in the city or state that you're in, and find out where that tax bill is going. Maybe it's going to a completely different address. Those are what I found is always the best ones. The tax bill is going to a completely different address. Someone's paying taxes on that. Nothing's going on with that house. That smells to me like opportunity. All right. So that's another great way that you can do, and you can add value to not only wholesalers, fix and flippers, again, your buyer's list that you need to be building. This is what you need to do, right? But again, maybe you don't want to build a buyer's list. That's okay. No big deal. If that doesn't fit your personality. I personally feel very strongly about it, but you do you. Maybe you are a lender. Maybe you already have the money. You don't want to deal with the sellers. You don't want to deal with that. You simply want to get phone calls from guys like me that say, hey, I got this deal. Would you be willing to fund it? And then you could be a full-blown hard money lender on it. You could do transactional lending on it, which is what A to B to C, closing of contracts. Not a big deal. It's just a double close that happens where a wholesaler finds a property. They have to take it down for whatever reason. They're going to end up buying it. There's a couple different reasons why you would want to do that. You end up closing on it, and then right that same day, after it goes on record, you sell it to an end buyer, whether that end buyer is going to fix and flip it. Maybe they're going to buy and hold it. Maybe it's going to be a retail buyer. Who knows what the situation is, but then they're going to close on it, and then they buy the house. At that point in time, whoever was the transactional lender makes a fee for literally having their money out for 24 to 48 hours, typically is what that would be. Okay. And typically it's a 2 to 7% where whoever is really lending on it. But again, it's your money. You lend, you get whatever percentage you can or that you want to charge. It is what it is. It's your money. Do what you want to do with it. You can lend on earnest money deposits. People that are first starting out don't have money for earnest money deposits. They don't have the $5,000 to $10,000. Okay, so people can get that, do loans for that. There's people out there that, hey, I'll give you the $10,000 earnest money deposit. Now, there's ways you need to protect yourself, right? And there's contracts and all that need to be done, and it has to be structured properly. But we can go down that road. But you can do earnest money deposits. Your money's sitting in there for 2 weeks, maybe a month, and then you get paid a portion of the fee at whatever that closing is. So when it closes, you get your money back plus a fee. So maybe put your money in the property for a month, 2 weeks, put $10,000 down, you get 15, you get $20,000 back. All for just putting the money out there and it's sitting in an escrow account. Ideally going to be 100% protected because you have structured the agreement properly. All right. So that's another great way to get involved inside real estate. The thing that you need to think about is this, though. It's very easy to get distracted. It's very easy to look at the shiny new thing that's out there and lose track of what you're going after. You got to pick one thing that you want to focus on and do it strictly for 90 days before you move off and try and put another tool in that tool belt. All right? Make sure that you stay committed to yourself. Don't get distracted. Don't give up on what you want simply because you're not getting that result that you wanted so quickly. You're going to have challenges. You're going to fail along the way. Fail forward. Don't be afraid. You don't know everything. It's okay. You're never going to know everything. It's okay. Fail forward. Learn. Ask people you know that are already in this business, doing it every day to try and protect yourself as much as you can. Why do you think that we have lawyers in this world? Well, there's many reasons why we have lawyers, but I had a call with my attorney the other day, and because there's a situation where we're buying a home, subject to, and what we're doing is we're assuming a trust. I guess we're not really assuming a trust. We're becoming the beneficiaries of that trust, and we're taking the home over, and we are going to simply bring the property back up current because it's behind on payments, and then we're going to actually fix it up, turn around, and sell it. Okay, a lot more to it than that. But I wanted to talk to my attorney. I said, what are the situations that I should be looking out for here in regards to taking this trust over and him just changing the beneficiaries to whoever they are to us? Came up with a great couple of questions that I didn't even think about that I have to look into, right? Protect ourselves. Make sure that we're asking the people that we know that are in this business that might be able to help us along the way. Ask for help. None of us knows everything. I ask for help all the time. Heck, it's about 12 o'clock in the afternoon right now. I don't even know how many times I've failed today already, right? All day long, I've made poor decisions, but I've still stepped moving forward every time, and that's all this business is about. So I just wanted to let you know those are a few of the ones I want you to really start looking for. There's little subsets that are underneath all of those things as well. Maybe you're a straight on cash buyer already and you just want to be a cash buyer. Maybe you just know you are a buy and hold investor and that's what you want to do and that's where you want to play. Perfect. Nothing wrong with that at all. All of these things work. Maybe you just want to be a short-term rentals. That's a big sexy one right now. Lots of people are talking about it. Lots of people are getting involved in it. Perfect. Maybe that's something you want to get into. But make sure that's what you want to get into. And then just make sure that you commit and you decide that you just commit to it for a minimum of 90 days before you take your eye off of anything else. Don't get distracted. Start stacking up tools in the tool belt. That's how you become a completely well-rounded person. Start learning about transaction engineering. Transaction engineering is a great thing that you can do with helping so many sellers with creative financing, with zero to money down. The seller carries back a mortgage, helping people with loan modifications. There's so many great things. Maybe your transaction coordination. Maybe you will be better off because of your personality. Maybe transaction coordinating is the better thing for you to do, right? And that's totally fine. Transaction coordinating, again, another back end part of the process, but you can help people close deals. It's a field that's growing bigger and bigger every single month, every single year. I've been seeing more and more transaction coordinators helping out other investors like myself get my deals closed. So I, who is terrible with paperwork, doesn't have to deal with paperwork. So I, who is terrible with schedule, doesn't have to worry about, oh, I missed that schedule. Oh, I forgot to send out that earnest money deposit. I can have a transaction coordinator take care of that whole thing for me because my best use of time is going out and finding more deals, going out and building relationships. Those are my money making activities because that's my archetype. That is what I am good at. So why am I going to do the other stuff? It doesn't fit my world. It only confuses my world. It jumbles everything up. We only have so much time. Keep taking steps as you go. Might take you a little while to figure it out, which archetype you are, which one best suits you. It's cool. No big deal. Just keep moving forward. Take action every day. That's all we're doing. All right. I'm going to end now. I will see you this weekend, and I am looking forward to it. Take care of yourself.